Good morning. Happy Sunday to you. It is truly a blessing to be here this morning. This is your girl, Coach O, the founder and CEO of Action Speaks Volume Incorporated, where I help you to build unshakable confidence, stop procrastinating, and to get your dreams out of your head into your life. Good morning, Christopher. Thank you so much for joining. Congratulations to you on your accomplishments. Continue to walk for the Lord. Continue to do what you're doing. Good morning, Monica. Good morning, Shanti. Thank you all so much for joining. Good morning, all the way from New Orleans. Thank you so much for joining. I am truly grateful. I'm grateful. And when you think about, just how good God is to you, where he brought you from, what he brought you through, we all should be so grateful, because the things that God does, he don't have to do. The things that he does, we don't deserve. But he still provide for us. And so I'm not going to be on here long this morning, just going to really drop in for a few minutes, and then I'm going to move on out of your way today. I'm just going to drop in for a few minutes. I am inviting a few people really quick, and then we're going to keep it moving. Yes, we're going to keep it moving. So good morning, Sheila. Good morning, Dee. Thank you so much for joining. Happy Sunday to you. God bless you. You see what the title of this live feed is? Stop. Sometimes we can look at the blessings of other people and miss the blessings that's in our hands. Good morning, Sheila. The blessings that is dropped in our life, the blessings that is right before us, the blessings that God has given to us. We can be so blinded by things and stuff across the street and down the street that we feel like, oh, God ain't doing nothing for me. He's not doing anything for me. He's not doing nothing for me. I don't get to get this, and I don't get to do this, and I don't get to go here. He's not doing anything for me. And we'll look at the horses and the chariots. We will look at the horses and the chariots and feel like we are depleted of the things that we need. But yet we never go without food. Yet we never go without the necessities. We never even go without some of the desires of our heart. But we overlook that because our stuff is red and their stuff is blue. Or our stuff is white and their stuff is black. And so since it don't look just like their stuff, we overlook it. And so I come to tell you this morning, we need to be grateful for the gifts that God has given us, grateful for the talents that God has given us, grateful for the things that he has done for us, and know that when we take action with the things that he's given us, then we can be blessed with more. I think that's what we miss it at. We can get doors open for more, but when we're complaining about what we don't have and what we can't do and all these other different sorts of types of things, where do we supposed to get it? Where do we expect to get it from if we're complaining to the person that's providing everything that we do have? Where are we supposed to get more from? Even in the natural, good morning, Robert, thank you so much for joining. In the natural, when God is saying, I need you to step out on faith and do this thing, and I'm going to be with you every step of the way. Don't worry about falling, because I'm going to catch you. Don't worry about walking by yourself, because I'm with you. Don't worry about it's too big, because nothing is too big for me. Don't worry about it being too hard, because there is nothing too hard for me. Don't worry about it being too much, because I can afford your dreams. Good morning, Sherry. Thank you so much for joining. But yet, come on now, somebody, send up them hands. Yes. But yet we will stay sitting down and complaining, saying that we don't have and we can't do and we don't get to do what everybody else does. And I don't know if it's just, sometimes in my house. Sometimes when you're trying to do the right thing, it's like you get the bad end of the stick in your house. Listen. It's like when you're trying to do the right thing, but you got to make up in your mind that it's either this house, and I'm not talking about just my house now. I'm talking about all your house, my house, their house. You got to say either we going to live for God or we going to live for the devil. There really is no black and white. We going to live for God or we going to live. You cannot tell me that we can live in the world and do what the world do and say we doing God's work. We cannot be drinking and smoking and sexing and flipping and flopping and dropping it like it's hot and all these different sorts of types of things. And then we wake up and look up in God's face and say, I think of it like this. Anything that we do, if it is not bringing glory to God, I don't see dropping it like it's hot bringing glory to God. Now, you may have dropped it like it was hot before you came into the knowledge of God, because you didn't know, you was blind and you didn't see, you didn't know. But how is it that we think that we can do the same thing that everybody else doing when they say you've been set apart, you're a peculiar people, that you're of the world, that you're in the world, but you're not of the world? But I don't understand how we overlook all the things that he's doing, and we won't do nothing with what he has given us, and we want more. We want more. We want more. We would not take action with what he's already given us. He's given us gifts. He's given us talents. He's even given us the word to step out on faith. Go ahead and start. I need you to start this particular thing to help my people in this particular place. And we still sitting here. We will not take action because we worried about what somebody else is going to say. We're worried about what somebody else is not doing. We're worried about what somebody else is going to think. And then on top of that, we won't take personal responsibility. He have said go. He have said do. He said ask, seek, and knock. Ask, and it shall be given unto you. Seek, and you shall find it. Knock, and the door shall be open. But we'll blame him because we'll say, well, he didn't do this and he didn't do this. You ain't asked him nothing. He didn't do this and do that. You ain't looked for nothing. He didn't do this and he didn't do that. You ain't knocked on the door. So how are you going to blame anybody else for what you don't have when you ain't asked, you ain't looked, and you're not knocking? You're not asking, you're not looking, and you're not knocking. All those are action words. Asking, you're doing something. Seeking, you're doing something. Knocking, you're doing something. But we will not take action, and we will blame people for us not moving. When are we going to take responsibility for ourselves to work the thing that he's given us to work with? You got to work it. You got to work it. You got to work it. If you work it, it will work. If you work your book, it'll work for you. If you work your business, it'll work for you. If you work in your marriage, it will work for you. If you work in the ministry, it'll work for you. But now we said that everybody used to do this and used to do that. But we're omitting ourselves, because we didn't have to stop doing what we was doing because everybody else stopped doing it. Now, we may have stopped doing it to fit in with everybody else, but where is our individual accountability and responsibility to ourselves for what we stopped doing and for what we're not doing? And it's just not to the masses. This is for me. This is for you. This is for us. Good morning, Laura. Thank you so much for joining. But we have to hold ourselves accountable. But everybody want to point, so many people want to point fingers at other people as to why they're not where they want to be, why they're failing in life, why their business is not thriving, why the sanctuary is not full, why this is not happening, why their marriage is not thriving. In a marriage, there's only two people in it, and that's you and him, or you and her. And if it's what you do in your marriage, it's not about what nobody say. It's not how nobody else feel. It's not what nobody else think. It's the effort that you put in your marriage is going to make your marriage work. Because people can be against you. People can be against your marriage. People can be against you as a couple. But if you stand together, nothing that people say, do, or think will break you up. But if you going with the okie doke and you going along with their program, you out and you know you're not faithful, you know that you got more going on outside than you do on the inside, it's not going to work. Your business, you got to make efforts. You got to put in efforts to do the things that you do if you want it to be effective, if you want it to be productive, if you want it to be value added. Good morning, Mary. Thank you so much for joining. We have to hold ourselves accountable for what we have been given. We have to hold ourselves accountable. It doesn't matter if it's marriage. It doesn't matter if it's ministry. It doesn't matter if it's our money. It doesn't matter if it's our family. It doesn't matter if it's our business. Wherever we put our efforts, yes, even in our relationships, but we will blame everybody else as to why. You know, it's bad. Kids will blame their mothers. And we know we are in a time and we are in a season where a lot of fathers are not active in kids' lives. So kids think that you're supposed, you either gonna eat or you gonna sit around loving each other and talking. And that's what we get it mixed up even with, you know, in relationship. You either want your man to sit around you all day or you want him going to work. You either want him going to work. See, when he's going to work and trying to provide, he don't have a lot of time to sit around with you watching sad Lifetime movies and crying and following you around in the kitchen. You know, but I don't understand. What do you want? What is it that you want? Do you want somebody to sit there where we ain't got money to pay the light bill? Or do you want me to go to work? Do you want me to try to pay the water bill and put food on the table? Or do you want me sitting around you talking about nothing, doing nothing? What is it that you want? I don't think that we really know what it is that we want. Kids don't really know what they want. Women don't really know what they want. Men don't really know what they want. Business owners don't really know what they want. What do you want? There is a way to balance if everybody was to participate. If everybody was to help. But if you got one person working, one person sitting at home, you got so much time because you're not doing nothing. You got all this time to feel like you're bored and you're not doing what everybody else doing because you're not doing the things that you need to do. If you get in and do the things that you need to do, you don't have time to be at somebody else's house, sweeping around their door, worried about their business, all up in their house and thinking, well, we don't get to do what they doing. You ain't even did what you need to do. We don't get to go where they go. You haven't did what you needed to do. We want what successful people want. But we don't want to do what successful people do. We don't want to make the investments, but we think that we're supposed to live the way they live. We're supposed to do the things that they do, go to places that they go, but we don't want to make the sacrifices that they make. We don't want to put no time into reading. We don't want to make no investments. We want everything for free. Do you know what free equal free? Free from free equal free. You're not going to make anything, you're not going to make a fortune out of free. You got to put some skin in. You got to put some sweat equity in. You got to be willing to put some time in. Some of your mind, some of your learning. You got to get ready. You got to be ready to put it in. But we want something for nothing. Our kids want something for nothing. And you got people that want to be their kids' friend, so they want to make up for where they didn't parent them at. And so they figure, well, I'll just buy them. And then when your kids know, they figure, well, my mama don't buy me like that. But they mama ain't teaching them like your mama teaching you. My husband don't do me like that. Your husband not providing for you. He's sitting up under you and you complaining that he ain't never got no money to pay for nothing. Good morning, Lucy. Thank you so much for joining. You go somewhere, you got to cover everything because he ain't got no money. Why he ain't got no money? Because you want him sitting up under you all the time because you need it. It is time out for us being needy. I pray that in 2020, people will be accountable, that they will stand up and they will be what God created them to be, and stop expecting for everybody to do everything for you. What are you going to do for you? It's time for us to be active in our own lives. You got one person, you want to wear one person down. They got to do everything. You want them to be the cook. You want them to be the cleaner. You want them to be the earner. You want them to be the provider. You want them to be the way maker. You want them to be the comforter. You want them to be the doctor. You want them to be the cab. You expect for them to be everything and you do nothing? You do nothing? What you supposed to do? You sit around playing your games. You sit around pecking on your phone. You sit around talking to your friends. What are you supposed to do? You got to add to you. You're going to either have this or you're going to have that. You're going to either have this or you're going to have that. So I'm encouraging you, don't let the enemy make you feel guilty for you providing, for you to do what you need to do. And as I finished reading the word this morning, and I was praying unto God, and he clearly said, you got to stop trying to feed people that's no longer hungry, and everything that you fix them, they're just putting it in the trash. You take that and run with it. You got some people that don't appreciate a doggone thing that you're doing. And you study doing, and you're study doing, and you're thinking that the more you do, the more that they will begin to get it. They don't appreciate what you're doing. So you might as well not do it. You will get the same reaction that you would get not doing, not wearing yourself out, not wearing yourself thin. Because you're trying so hard. You're putting in so many, and it may not be the way they think. You may not be mushy, lovey. You may not be doing it the way they think that you should be doing it. But you're doing a great work, and they do not appreciate it. You're fixing food, and I'm not talking about no physical food. You're trying to feed people that's not hungry. You're trying to help people that don't want your help. You're trying to love people that will not love you back. You're going above and beyond. You done went over, you done went through, you done went round, you done did, and 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 you done did, but they don't see it in your doing, because you're not doing it like everybody else. Good morning, Solo. Good morning, Nikita. Oh, you done went out of your way. You done went above and beyond. You done went to a point that you're not even doing the way you would do, because that's not even you, but you're trying so hard. You just say, if I do it this way, they'll love me. If I do it this way, they'll like me. If I do it this way, that they don't have to suffer. See, a lot of times you will try to live through people through your pain. You would try to help people through your pain. What you would do is try to help them not go through what you went through. But you know what? Honestly, sometimes people need to go through some stuff to let them know, baby, this is not easy. You need to go through something. Some people need to be eating concrete and rocks, so they'll know, baby, this ain't what you're looking for. You think this is easy because I do it so well. And because you don't see all the hell that I go through, you don't have to go through what you're not. I'm not coming in the family table at the family table and laying across bills, and I'm not laying across these things and all these obstacles. So a lot of times we get it mixed up and twisted, because the parents, the husband, the wife, the pastor, the boss, they make it look so easy. So you just complain about the one little thing that you're responsible for. You complain about the one little thing that you're asked to do. You don't have a clue that this is not all, boo. It's 99 other things that got to be done. And when somebody asks you to do the whole 100, you can't do a doggone thing, because you just sit back talking about what you don't know and what you can't do and what you didn't have opportunity to do and what you're missing out on. But I come to tell you this morning, it's time to cut some folks off that don't appreciate you doing what you are doing, because you don't have to do nothing. You don't have to be there for them. You don't have to do the things that you've done. You've been going out of your way, trying. You've been doing all you know that you can do. You can't do more than what you know to do. People expect more than you have. People expect more from you than you have. You give them what you have, and they ungrateful for that. You give them what you have. People expect, but they ain't putting out nothing either, but they complain about what you got. Oh, come on now, somebody. Thank you so much, Monica. You got people that ain't putting out nothing, but they'll complain about what you do. They'll complain about what you got. You ain't got no ride, but you complain about my car. Huh? You don't have no place to stay, but you complain about my house. You ain't provide no food, but you complain about what I bring to the table. Oh, y'all not going to talk to me. Talking about what you like. If you liked it, you'll go out there and get it. You'll go out there and fight for it. You'll go out there and fend for it. You'll go out there and work for it. But you ain't doing nothing. You just sitting down watching TV. Come on now, somebody. But I come here to serve you notice. Girl, you been in my inbox this morning, and they get mad when you decide to choose life. Preach, girl. Oh, my God. I had this conversation with the Lord. I said, you know what? I ain't feeling guilty. No, I ain't going to do it. Because people will put on you things that they're never. I had a conversation with my boys on yesterday, because they kind of got on my nerves. They 18, they got on my last nerves, because they kind of, they got on my nerves. They did. They got on my nerves. So some of the things that they was communicating with me, that everything that they communicated, they never asked. Right? They never asked. How could you hold somebody accountable and responsible for something that you either afraid to ask or you don't know what to ask. And then every time I ask the question, well, what is it that you're doing that everybody else doing that you think that you should be doing? Well, I don't know. Well, how could you be complaining about that? How could you be complaining about what you don't know about? And how do you know that everybody else is doing what they doing? But everybody else don't stay in my house. So I don't care what everybody else is doing. When you want to do what everybody else is doing, you need to be staying where everybody else is staying. Because long as you staying in this house, long as you staying in this house, there will be rules. And I can't say that I'm working, running, and walking for the Lord, and I'm going to bow down and do what you want to do because the world is doing what they doing. This house will serve the Lord. And I know it may be tough on me and it may be tough on them, but the things that I try to show you, the things I try to teach you from, the things I try to teach you, the things I try to keep you from, it's for your good. Good morning, Camelia. Thank you so much for joining. It is for your good. And I see so many parents, they water down what they believe because they get tired of the pressure of what their kids are saying because they're not able to do what everybody else is doing. And then the kids, they fail to lie. They fail to acknowledge all the stupid stuff that they do that stop you from doing some of the stuff that you could do. Oh, y'all not going to talk to me. You're not going to talk to me today. Speak. I needed this. I needed to hear this. Amen. See, sometimes we'll feel like, we got to do what everybody else in the world is doing because we don't want the pressure. We get tired of hearing them say that, we go to church too much, or we go to this and we go to that. Where else are you going to go? What you want? What is it that you're looking for? You looking for sex? You looking for STDs? You looking for drugs? You looking for gang activity? You looking to be breaking in somebody's house? What are you looking for? In the city we don't have nothing for you to go to. So get mad with me. You can say that you don't get to do whatever you don't get to do. And somebody can say, well, you should keep that. No, somebody else, because I know if you are a saved parent trying to do the right thing, I know I'm not the only one that's getting slack. I don't care about you being 18. 18 ain't nothing but a number. 18, you have gotten to a point that God has blessed you to go to sleep and wake up and you a day older and a month older, you a year older, but you're not mature. You're not even doing what 18-year-olds do. And you tell, well, boy, bye. You're not going to do what everybody else do. Babies, sex, different men, different boys and girls every other day. A life that you'll regret when you get 25 or 30 when you start getting some sense. You don't have no career plan. You don't know what you're going to do, but you're saying boy, bye. In my house now. But women, single women, don't feel guilty because your teenage son or your teenage daughter thinking that I don't get to do what everybody else is doing. I don't get to go where everybody else is going. I don't get to have what everybody else is having. I know the cost is something because you feed from your soul and that costs something. Oh, yes. And sometimes you look and figure, and this is what the enemy want to tell you. The enemy want to say that you're helping everybody else, but you can't help the people in your house. It's not that you're not helping the people in your house. I used to think that preachers and teachers' kids, you used to think that they're the worst kids. And how is they helping teach? How is the teacher helping kids at school? Good morning, Anterica. Thank you so much for joining. How is the teacher helping kids at school? And how is the pastor helping families and marriages and helping other people in the church? And their marriages are breaking apart. And the teachers and the counselors and all the people that are helping other people, that they can't help their own kids. It ain't that they're not helping their own kids. The devil is attacking their kids and the kids ain't shaking it loose. You teaching your kids the same stuff you teaching people in the streets. You're teaching your kids the same stuff you're teaching people on social media. You're teaching your kids the same stuff that you're counseling your children with at school. You're counseling your kids with the same stuff that you're counseling your kids with in your church. But your kids don't want to listen. And the enemy feel like if he can't attack you, then he's going to get the weaker vessel. He want to attack your marriage. He want to attack your house. But the devil is a liar. He is a liar. I would not bow down. You can say that you don't get to do. You can say that you don't get to have. I asked my kids, I said, now you listen. I said, you may not get to go where everybody else go, but you tell me how many places do your other friends get to go. My kids, they done been to Jacksonville, Florida this year. My kids has been to Myrtle Beach this year. My kids has been to Kansas City this year. My kids has been to Atlanta this year. My kids have went to Little Rock this year. You have been all these different doggone places that your friends ain't been, but you say you don't get to go stand on the street corner. No, you don't. They feel like, well, we get to do stuff, but the only thing we get to do is in church. I don't care if it's in a church building. Every time you go to the church building, you ain't doing church stuff. You're not reading no scriptures. You ain't singing no praise and worship. You're having an opportunity to do stuff just because you're doing it in a church building. But who is paying for the rent on these buildings that you ain't doing a doggone thing in? The church is a place that they allow for things to still happen because they want to do it God's way. I wish we had some sense that... Good morning, Toshiba. Oh, y'all not going to talk to me this morning. God knows that's the truth. It's the truth. But they'll make you be the worst person in the world. They'll make you be like, oh, you're doing something for everybody else and you ain't doing nothing for them. But you feeding them, you clothing them, you teach them. They don't like the teaching that you teaching because they're not doing what everybody else doing. But I will not bow down and start being like everybody else because of what you feel. You will do what you're supposed to do up in this house. Yeah, you can't start accepting anything in your house, in your church house, or in your house. You cannot start accepting everything and anything in your house because everybody else is doing it. And then you know what? Do you know, as I told my boys on yesterday, do you know what would open up the door? Do you know what would open up the door for you to be able to do more? First of all, you got to establish relationship that you can be trusted, that you are responsible. You don't even show responsibility in the house. So how could I trust you to be responsible in the street? You don't do what you're supposed to do when you in here around me. So don't feel guilty. If you are preaching and you are teaching the undiluted word of God, it tells you to spread not the rod. But we got to bow down and do what they want to do. Who is raising the kids? The kids raising the parents? You're not going to raise me. You're not going to raise me. But I tell them this. I said, I want to sit back. And when you get 30 or 40 and start having kids and working, I just want to see what you going to do. That's what I want to see. I would love to see what you do. I would love to see what you do. So for all my single parents, all my separated parents, for all my married couples, that really is for everybody. It's for everybody. You know, the devil would try to attack you and make you think that you're doing something so wrong. I promise you, I used to say, preachers and teachers' kids they bad kids. They the worst children. But that be the enemy. The kids, they're rebellious. Because everything that you tell them don't do, that's the stuff that they want to do. Everything that you try to keep them from, that's the stuff they want to go to. Because they feel like they're missing something. They feel like they're missing something. But I don't understand. Why is it what you want to live a life of struggle when you can have a life of abundance and prosperity? You can live this happy life. I don't get all mixed up because I ain't rolling and riding with a bunch of people. I have just as much fun when I go out by myself, because when I go eat, I'm eating for me. When I go and watch a movie, I'm going and watch the movie with my eyes. I'm not looking through the movie and looking at the movie through nobody else's eyes. I'm not eating my food through nobody else. But it's so sad. It is so sad. But they think that they're not doing. You wait till you have some kids that you're trying to protect. You wait till you have some kids and you see what they don't see. You see how, you have so many kids, you have so many murders that's unresolved, and the pain that a parent have because their child has been taken off this earth before their time due to gun violence. And you want to protect your kids from that, and you want to go out and hang out and be with a bunch of people that's doing a bunch of nothing. They overdosing on drugs. They're making doggone cough syrups with soda pop or whatever this mess that they making, and they popping pills, and they doing all these different sorts of types of things. They downgrading the girls and they running trains on them and they talking about them and they putting pictures of them on social media, and you want to protect them from the stuff. And that's the very stuff that they want to do. That is the stuff that they want to do. Oh, I hope I'm talking to somebody today. I won't bow down. You can leave with whatever story. PK's kids are just like the other kids. The fact that kids don't know any better, that's why godly parents are necessary. Yes. And it's like they rebel more because they feel like we go to church too much. We don't get to go anywhere. We don't get to do anything. We don't get to do anything that everybody else does. We don't get to talk to our friends. And I had my son, he told me, I said, well, you can talk to your friends on the house phone. No, we don't try to use the house phone because they'll check us for that. Well, that means you don't want to talk to nobody. You don't want to talk to them. If you're so worried about people checking you versus you doing what you need or want to do, I don't get it. I don't get it. But anyway, I hope that I've said something to bless somebody. I gotta go. I gotta go. I just was sharing a little bit with you. But the devil is a liar. I will not bow down. I'm listening to you, my sister. Thank you so much. God bless you. If you all are new to me, this is your girl, Coach O, founder and CEO of Action Speaks Volume Incorporated, where I help you to build unshakable confidence, stop procrastinating, get your dreams out of your head into your life, and know that, it's all about being transparent, real. Ain't no faking and shaking, none of it. We got to deal with the real issues. God bless you. Bye.